I'm Jalen, and this is YLAG, Young Ladies Aspiring to Greatness. Working in the community hopes to make a difference. This is Alana.
Hi, and today we're going to be talking about relationships. There are some gentlemen behind me who are going to answer questions and join the discussion with us. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves today?
How y'all doing? My name is Jemichael Blanton. Everybody call me J-Mike or Expressive J-Mike. I graduated from Charlotte Madison High School in 2014. I got my own clothing brand, so it's athletic apparel. I grew up only wearing like Nike tracksuits and Jordan and stuff, so that's my niche, that's my swag. Current status of the relationship, for the whole conversation today. I'm engaged, I got a 6-year-old, and yeah.
My name is Dionte Allen. You gave me your whole resume. My name is Dionte Allen. I went to Dayton College Academy for high school, graduated from there in 2010. I'm a full-time artist, stand-up comedian, full-time writer. I do contract work for different organizations and stuff like that. I'm in, it'll be a year, November 4th, for my relationship with my girlfriend, the Black Lions. You got it.
My name is Bernard Jones. Attended Dayton College Academy as well. I'm not gonna tell you what year. Went to UD. Right now, I'll actually serve as director here with Parity Inc. Also doing strategic planning for my own company, Media Projects. Right now, I'm married. I've been married for 6 years, and I have 4 daughters. And actually, not only just 4 daughters, I have 3 sisters, and I grew up in a household full of women. So I'm still the only boy in the family. So yeah, just glad to be here.
My name's Kalerrio Reaves. I'm a junior in high school. I go to Netherlands High School. And I'm 16. And my relationship status on C.
What? What you say?
I'm single.
Oh, you single? Yeah, I know what you know. That's untrue. All right.
And I'm a real hooper, my bad. And I'm a real
Me too.
I hope big buckets.
My first question is, why do guys have so much trouble expressing their emotions?
Ooh.
I'll take it. I don't think men have issues expressing their emotions. I just think women naturally have a larger range of emotions that they can identify with. I think men have been conditioned to only be able to express certain emotions. And then eventually, like once we get older, we're not allowed to cuss. Eventually, after we get older, it doesn't serve us the best way, right? So for example, like you hear certain areas of like, boys don't cry, right? But then after you get older, you also realize men not allowed to get too angry, because if we get too angry, then it make y'all feel threatened, and y'all feel scared. But we just like y'all get angry, y'all get upset. And I would argue women more scarier when y'all get mad. And interesting, very much so. That's just perspective, but I keep it brief.
But I think, like, when you talk about express it, you know, so we definitely got to tag that. But sometimes I think guys just want to be heartbroken. I mean, it just depends on when you talk about what form of expression. Is it anger? Is it love? Is it something that he wants to pour all his heart out? So sometimes, you know, we don't know what the words to say. You know, if we say the wrong word, especially if we got a crush, and then we say the wrong thing. So I think sometimes you're not guided, and sometimes you lean into what hip hop and music and try to get that vibe or that swag as to how we should approach a young lady. So there's a different, it's all about your upbringing. Do you have a dad? Do you have your mom? Have you been around men who approach women before and things of that nature? So it's a combination, but.
Do we all answer it, or do we? Like,
No, it's just a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't think it's hard at all. I think we definitely condition. I think everybody really don't listen to nobody. They're just kind of ready to say their response. And like for me, like I'm the oldest of 7. Like so, I was happy to come here. Then I got discouraged because like they old, but that was kind of weird to me because it was like, why wouldn't you want to talk to somebody older and then have a part 2 and then talk to some younger males and it's like, oh yeah. because we've been there and done that. And then when you hear that, it's kind of like, it's hard a lot of times for men to express themselves because it is different than women. And we're conditioned that don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't, no, you looking crazy. Like, me saying, bro, shut up, looks completely different than her saying, boy, you lame. And they are completely the same, but it's like, then if I be like, she hit me, oh, you soft, you know, you corny. Maybe I'm not the street guy you seen on Instagram on the video. Or maybe I'm just not what you seen in school, because a lot of times women are in high school all day, then they go to whatever sport they play, then they're around, whatever they see, then it's a short amount of time that you spend around that real parent at home. It's not that long. You go out into the world around your peers for a very long time. So when you come back home, it's contradicting to what parent or guidance is telling you because you're around your peers. So going back to what you say, all we hear is, how many girls you got? Like, as soon as we born, how many girls you got? I mean, women are only ones to me who, after 18, a woman can be built beautifully, and we won't ask, what you doing? Do you got any money? A man, I don't care how fresh you look, how you look, what you do? Are you getting any money? You know what I mean? A woman can find somebody and say they like, and you good. We can't find nothing. You gonna walk up to a girl, you got some money, take care of me? It's so hard to be us because outside of looking to know love language and know how to explain something, not be too mad, we gotta survive the traffic ticket before you get home. Like, bro, y'all not even gonna talk to us about that. Like, did you get some money? Did you go out?
But we're gonna get into that too. Go ahead.
But you're saying, it's a lot of dudes who be using girls' money, driving their car and everything, so it's the same thing.
I say condition. He said condition. We all say condition. When I'm born, I'm the oldest of 7. No dad, never been around. If I see my dad right now, yeah, we all might walk past him because I don't know. So already right there, you're talking to me like, you should know, and I don't. And if I know that just the number of girls that had sex with her, you know, not trying to be inappropriate, but it's like, it's hard for us, bro. You gotta tell them, like, they sitting there waiting to be, need a husband or watching a movie or something, bro. It's hard out here.
So, okay, I want to do something. What was your question? What was the first question?
Why do you guys struggle so much to show emotions?
What was your question?
She said, she was saying like, just people who use women, drive their cars, stuff like that.
So I'm telling you, like right now, a lot of the questions are being flipped as if women don't do the same.
I'll be like so.
Women operate the same way, but it's something like there's some type of disconnect where it's only observed through the lens of like, hey, men do it. You know, women do the same exact thing. Now maybe y'all just haven't gotten to the age where y'all are in those positions to like have those experiences yet to make them decisions. But women do a lot of shady stuff too that never get talked about.
So let me get back. Go ahead.
I think it's about like what's considered to be socially acceptable, if you think about that, because it is like just like how we grew up around, what we're taught, things like that that influence how we not want to react to things, and like also how we treat other people, whether it be male or female. So I think it's also with it being like socially accepted, the patriarchy, misogyny, which is all normalized in modern day society. So it's considered, quote, normal for a woman to go seek out a man with a well-paying job who looks well off, but for a man to do the same, it seems odd. Which I think everyone is entitled to doing, male or female, to doing that.
Right. So let's dig into, I think when we ask about emotions, what expectations do you have for a guy? So you want something from that guy, right? But he doesn't know you, right? So why do we have a mentality that why he ain't doing this? Well, he don't know you, so he can't do that. You know, so that's just something to think about a little bit as well. I think y'all have a question. And then going back to, I think you was talking about how men using. My question is, why is that woman letting him do that?
It's not hard.
And you know, I mean, that's the question. You know, like, why is that woman allowing that man?
Will that ask us?
Yeah. So it's a conversation.
How, I want to know for you guys, does anyone in here, I mean, no one has kids, right? So, I mean, who wants to have kids? Okay. I got a daughter, I love my daughter to death. That's great. why, and if you guys can help me, how women can get on social media or have no trouble calling their friends and saying, my baby daddy, my baby, he did. So unless it was, if it wasn't consent, and it wasn't, if it was consent and it wasn't rape, who, you guys have to open the legs, excuse my language, but for the majority of the conversation, you have to make that initiative to sexually be involved or intimately be involved with a man. How after that happens, when, like you just said, we don't know you. So if you let us get in there, I didn't know you from jump. Now you see him, why are you about to tear him like he just, why is it that? Like, why is he so bad to your heart?
Can we get one of y'all? Please, just jump in.
I feel like when it's like that, okay, so she basically said like, oh, my daddy, like she basically like, okay, y'all may not know each other, but she was like, okay, if I, let him in or whatever, he might, what I'm saying, stay or whatever, but usually when men or dudes, most of go say people, they get what they want and they leave. So when she say that, it's like,
You know that? You said they give what they want and leave? How old are you?
16.
I was hearing that when I was 16. And my mama said that too. It's 2021. So you said they give what they want and leave?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
No, I just don't think none of you guys should have a baby daddy like that. Then.
Yeah, I know,
Like, you
yeah.
guys are smart, so if I see you, I'll both pull you to the side, because I'm going to be mad at the baby. I take full accountability on the role of what men should do. But if I see it like, well, dang, you know before you was daddy. That's all I'll be like.
I got a question.
Oh, yeah, let them elaborate on
I feel
that.
like when it comes to like the baby daddy and mama situation, they're both in the role because y'all both
Oh,
know
absolutely.
each other. Y'all both should learn each other before y'all even thought about doing anything like that.
But
They can't get put in.
also, like, I feel like we can't really talk about too many topics that y'all ain't even got an experience with. So if y'all ain't got kids, I feel like we can't even really talk about baby daddies.
No, we got
Our mom thinks
They can talk about how to operate as a parent right now. We don't have kids.
I think the conversation
our
is-
mom.
I didn't say it's not.
You said don't talk about it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
No, the conversation is there. I got quiet. Go ahead. I love
I
her.
have to, because like what he said, you have to relate to our parents, because like, my mom is always calling me daddy, because I don't know who he is, so he's a deadbeat, he wasn't there in the picture, that's who you're gonna be with as, you're not my dad, you're just that person. So that's
So,
No, that's
So the point, I think, today for this discussion is to understand how you get this, to the appropriate steps when it comes to a relationship. What is a healthy relationship? And I think, so I think some of the questions that you all propose is, how do you get to a situation like is not a baby daddy, baby mama situation? How do you know about when a guy is ready or things of that nature? So let's get to the next question that you guys had. I'm sorry that you ladies had.
I was gonna say, do you think most men value like being honest in a relationship? Because from the experiences I've had, it doesn't really seem like they value.
Hold on, you said, what's that last statement? You was kind of like, you was talking about they don't value.
Being honest with me, like if they don't have feelings for me anymore, something like that.
So you're saying basically a scenario is that a guy will come to you, or you, like how, give me a scenario,
Okay,
I want a context, yeah.
Okay, like there was this guy, right?
Mhm.
For like a month straight, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, this and that. We started being a thing, and then he started, it was obvious that he didn't have feelings for me anymore. I kept asking him, like, you don't have feelings for me anymore, just tell me. And he continued to lie about it. So I just had to cut him off, because I'm like, I don't understand why you're lying, like, you just tell me the truth.
Are y'all statements related to her question before we?
I want to ask.
Go ahead, go.
Okay, well, not ask, because it seemed like you said at first, you said you were saying, I love you, and then y'all got together. So y'all was saying, I love you before y'all got together. That's
He was. So how did y'all like?
So, how did y'all know each other?
Yeah, and it was a month.
And y'all was saying y'all love each other?
What?
It was a month and y'all was saying y'all love each
He
other?
could love her as a friend. He was like, well, like basically, he was like doing all the coming on to me first.
So he was quote unquote pursuing you. That's what you're saying? So it's a context about the pursuit of a man after a woman that he desires or that he, and when I say desire, you have to understand what's that male desire. So I call it the five checkpoints of accountability when you can understand if he's serious or not, if he's honest. The first question you gotta ask is he an associate or he's a friend? Associate is that you just kind of see someone, you know, probably at outings, but y'all not like on the phone. When it comes to the friendship piece, it's like, okay, we on the phone all the time, we sharing information, we finding things that we like in common. The next question is, are y'all gonna be dating? Now, you don't move into dating until you know that, is this dating for the purpose of engagement? Because you're wasting your time. Because what you're doing is it's called intimacy, is another element or a subcategory of sex. Because sex is a righteous thing in its righteous form. But as women, if you allow yourself to give your time to this guy all hours and hours and hours, you are forming a relationship. So you have to have boundaries in every step. So you got to assess, where are we going? And you need to ask them that. Why are we going to a friendship? Why do you need my time? And then if it's going from friendship, why do I need to date you? And challenge him. And the biggest thing I had to learn, becoming a man pursuing my wife. See, I had to pursue a wife. Is he pursuing a woman? Remember I said pursue what he desires. He desires what my brother was saying. Is he trying to get what's precious to you and that's innocent? Or he's trying to become one with you for life? And you all have to protect that. You know what I mean? So, and after engagement is what? Marriage. So if he ain't trying to make a lifetime commitment, he didn't put in no work and no study about who you are, he don't deserve you. But there's some challenges that it's so deep about insecurities and culture, like you said, what is socially acceptable, right? Loneliness. But, so those are my 5 checkpoints of accountability in a relationship I offer to you all. Is every time you go into another phase with a guy, make sure you understand why is he's trying to transition you there. So he won't say, when he say I love you, why? Why do you love me? So those are things that we gotta really think about. But I don't know, I think you all had it. Yes.
In our generation, I think it's really hard to like find love that will pursue into marriage because high schoolers and middle schoolers, they're not really on that. They just barely want to make you their girlfriend. Like you stay in the talking stage for months and years before y'all really get to be girlfriend and boyfriend. And then when they do pursue you and they get you, it's like all that go away. They're not pursuing you. They're not constantly opening doors for you when they got you or nothing. They're just being nonchalant.
Yeah, they give up.
So yeah, they give up. Once they get you, it's like they give up. So I'm just saying, like in this generation, it's kind of hard.
So
It's
what
scary.
is love to you right now? What does that mean?
I'm just trying to figure out myself. That's why I'm single.
Sure. And I'm only asking that because I think, how old are you again?
I'm 17.
17. Even as like a 29-year-old, like, I'm still figuring that out, right? And it's because of what I was raised on, what I thought love looked like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or even stupid stuff like everybody arguing a relationship. Everybody got drama. I'm gonna tell you this. That might be a sign of how poor your communication skills are for real. Because yes, arguing happens, but you shouldn't be wasting your time arguing with somebody every day about the same stuff. That's not love. So like again, like just I think like right now with the idea of love, it's like I think everybody's trying to figure it out.
Right.
And some people don't even know how to identify what love is anyway. So of course, that's why you see it the way you do. Like people are so here 1 minute, they saying one thing and then you doing something else. I think y'all seen it exactly the way y'all are for a reason, and it's true, but it is because everybody's still figuring it out.
I just asked my question. Okay, so my question is, why do dudes get mad when we treat them how they treat us? Like in this generation, the way dudes treat females, it be so wrong. They be like, oh, they say they only got one girlfriend, but be talking to 3 other people. And it's it don't add up.
I think because I would say nobody likes accountability. Nobody's ego likes accountability. It's all ego. So I've noticed like the way that I would say it is when I pull a you on you, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all ego. Like nobody wants to be held accountable. You don't want to get cut off in a conversation, but every time I say something that might triggers you when we're trying to communicate, cut me off. If I cut you off, then it's a whole problem. And then it's 2 people yelling for us. Ain't nobody listening. So I think it just comes down to ego and a lack of accountability.
So is it wrong for, at you all, at being a teenager, for a young lady to have multiple male friends and then a male to have multiple female friends? Is that wrong? That's what I'm trying to understand.
It's a
I
certain
feel like if you in a relationship, like if y'all know where y'all stand, like it's like, okay, so,
You talking about if y'all committed?
yeah, like,
Exclusively,
okay.
like you exclusively, we belong to each other.
Yeah, but I got,
You got male friends.
okay, see me, I'm not a rude person, like, I'm not. So like, be in a relationship, yeah, so like, be in a relationship, I tell, before like we even get to that point, I tell them, me cutting off people, that's not me, I'm just a friendly person, I don't know why, that's just me. So like, yeah, so like, when he like, if he was like, if he don't accept me for that, then we don't belong together, because I'm not gonna change me because you won't get to the social.
All right, go ahead,
So
sir.
I think when it comes to like, the friend stuff, y'all have to communicate, y'all have to trust each other first of all. And if it's not trust in the relationship, it's gonna come to a relationship.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So let's go back to, what's your name, I'm sorry?
Jalen,
Jalen, you made a very interesting statement earlier. You said, what does it mean to be single? Right? Remember, I think we was going back and forth a little bit, so I'm gonna say that. And I think it's the perfect time. I didn't know this until I started pursuing marriage. You're always single until you become married.
Whoa.
Listen to that.
I ain't never
Listen to
heard
that.
preach.
Listen to that. So going back, you're always single until you're married. But why you say real talk? I'm just curious.
Look, this hobby feeling. Every time I got a girl, me personally, but I still be feeling single, like no matter what. So I know when I'm married, I just don't feel married.
I got a ring on my finger. I got to say.
he acts single, he must
Well,
act.
so what I mean, let me so
That's what I'm saying.
It's like I have a girl and we do so much, but it still be like, wow.
Yeah, you must have had the right one. You must have.
Personally, I disagree with that statement, because if you took the time to make this woman your girlfriend, then you're still feeling like you're single, or you can talk to other people. You should have pursued her in the first place, because she obviously doesn't feel the same.
I see rap too much. I see little baby too much. He got all the girls. I want all the girls.
But that's a
Question. I bet you about to have a fire question. I can feel it. But, so are y'all saying that, because I want to get the temperature of the room, so are you saying that you cannot be in a monogamous relationship with somebody and have friends of the opposite sex.
I can't, who can, that's their person.
So I'm talking about boundaries, right?
Yeah,
Accountability.
yeah.
Well, as long as we got boundaries and accountability.
No, hold on. Let's dig this. So, this right here,
Uh-huh.
this is lifetime accountability. This is a lifetime commitment.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have this, I can leave anytime.
But
Hold up. No, listen, no, I'm giving you a reality as to what the world is. I'm not married to you, so if and that's why you see a lot of, I'm talking about adult, I'm an adult now. You see a lot of relationships that people start things because there hasn't been a standing commitment before me and God, between me and this woman, that I'm gonna be with you for better or worse, for rich or poor, for sickness or in good health. He hasn't made that commitment to you. So regardless if I've been in relationships for 1 year, 2 years, loved the girl in college, but we grew apart. And I was committed to her. I didn't date any others, but eventually there wasn't a commitment through whatever happens, you and I are one. So there's always, if the gentleman doesn't have a male figure in his life, and that's another thing I want to point out, is accountability. It's important with every guy that you're interested in. Ask him who's his mentor, who's mentoring him, who's holding him accountable. Because guess what? Remember you were talking about expression, right? Emotions. There's emotions that some gentlemen don't know how to express or know when to express it. They do it prematurely. So what that's called is called awakening love before it's time. And sometimes women can do that. They can awaken emotions before it's time. And so it's important to have a mentor like Miss Sherelle, or even big sister, so you can say, girl, this is how I'm feeling. They're like, nah, don't say that yet. You ever been in that? Because that's accountability. If the guy doesn't have accountability, he's gonna say whatever he wants to say to you to get what he wants. So I'm saying that, I'm not speaking this just to be like big brother, but I've seen many relationships that it was 2 years, 3 years, and you spent all this time, money, and commitment, you're heartbroken. And you may go through that, but true commitment. And that's why this brother's doing it, and he's getting engaged to a form because he understands it, and he's pursuing it.
I will also say, trying to figure out the word. I will say, at the end of the day, a man will do what you allow him to do. So I feel like at the end of the day, like we can talk about why men do this, how come boys. We can talk it all day, but I feel like at the end of the day, I will say as a dude, I say a lot of stuff that, like, outside of the outrageous, toxic issues, just how people can be, and like the unsafe stuff. But just in terms of a relationship, I feel like a man will only do what a woman allows him to do. So at the end of the day, what's your bottom line? Like, you're gonna get older and you realize you're gonna keep hearing these same narratives, how much black women gotta do and how much black women gotta put up with. That's not gonna go nowhere either. Just like y'all was talking about, dudes get what they want and then they just flee. At the end of the day, y'all at the right age right now to make y'all bottom line and find y'all resolve. Exactly on what you not gonna allow for somebody to do. If you're gonna do it that way, all right, better play the game by yourself. I'm gonna be over here doing my own. You see what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in an all-female household as well. So, I come from women that just really let their mouth go. And you wanna know exactly how they feel because that's their bottom line. You see what I'm saying? I think if you are accepting something from somebody all in the name of just having somebody around because it's convenient and it's comfortable and you want to be in love, then you're gonna get everything that comes with it. So if you afraid of being lonely, or you're afraid of being called or being positioned in society's mind or a person's mind as the B word, cool, just be one of them, but go be one with peace. Like, have your own peace of mind to yourself, because that's their issue. Like what is somebody told me, like, the opinions or the opinion that somebody has of you in their mind is not your, the expectation somebody has of you in their mind is not your responsibility. So why do you care? Why
do you care about that person? Like, you gotta be realistic. I get what we're doing. It's weird, like, there's no uniform in here, bro. Y'all not about to walk away from, okay, that's how you do it. Everybody's different.
So, with that being said, females been hurt too. I feel like females get done so much more dirtier than dudes. Just because of the fact that we just might love a dude to more extent. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we may, yeah, we fall harder. So like, and it's not as easy. Okay, y'all say dudes don't know how to express their feelings. But a female that's been hurt, that ain't got no daddy, that ain't none of that, that's hard for us to open up because we like, okay, if I give you my heart, you just gonna do what my dad did. Leave, break it and leave. So it's like.
So there's two things that you're going with your statement. I think the first one is going back to when you engage in exclusively with another person, you want to accept who you are, but at the same time, how do I accept the other person who they are? How do I meet in the middle, kind of somewhat? When you talk about a mature relationship, there's always sacrifice, compromise. True love is laying down your life for the other person for the benefit of the other. And it takes time to do that, though. It's not like right away. Like, if they truly, that's why I said, when you truly committed, it's a fight to get there. Like what J. Mike is saying, it's hard because you're fighting to get to be one. You got two human beings who have from two different backgrounds, sin, history, past, and you're trying to come as one. That's the commitment. Are we going to ride this together regardless of what happens? That's love. That's loyalty. So if he's not willing to accept you for who you are, but you at the same time, you have to lay down some things about yourself, or you ain't gonna find true love, because it's always about you. That's not gonna happen. The other piece you're talking about is real, where we're saying that we don't know the know-how. Like, this is my little brother, these are my little brothers. I have big brothers as well. They give me real and true. There's some things we didn't know how to pursue a woman, but we learned through our mistakes. But at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, who's the standard? Who set the standard? And we get into that a little bit more, but she got her hand raised and let you go.
Okay. I know you said like guys have been hurt and stuff, but if they're hurt, like if they're hurt to the point where like they can't do what they need to do in a relationship, they shouldn't be in a relationship in the first place.
I think that's true. I just honestly think that's true across the board for men and female. Like I was a rare dude. Like, I was trying to be married type deal in high school. Like, cause I was trying to like go to the league and all that. Like, I seen everything too quick. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know, some of y'all oldish. I know we watch kids and all that. We grew up fast, so like I'm in school. Like, boy, I knew what I wanted. But when I got done dirty by her and her, I'm like, bruh, all right. So I'm not saying that I'm saying honestly, for me going through my own experiences, like, are y'all truthfully looking for this relationship that we're talking about in high school? I'm saying I was in the same shoes. I'm glad I just asked y'all hearing me since 10th grade. And it's solid, but it's like, y'all are children. Like, my girl is, me and her literally looking at each other and I'm like, girl, who are you? And I'm like, who are you?
I got a question.
Different now.
I got a question. How do y'all know, like, if the vibe is off? Say I got a little boo, and the vibe just ain't off. Like, how y'all be feeling?
When y'all start getting
Stop
getting along, stop seeing each other.
Y'all be like, it's just slow. Like,
Oh,
y'all texting, be like, how you feeling? Like, what you doing? Like,
Because we're not being at the back, it's like, if you don't say nothing after a while, we just gotta like, we're not gonna take our time, we're not gonna hold the conversation in.
So it sounds like it's a communication thing.
If we feel like, okay, say, boom, we text or whatever, then we text like every minute of the day.
For sure.
And then all of a sudden, you don't text back for 3 hours and it's consistent. Then our mindset is already like, oh, they don't find somebody or somebody else.
Wait a second. Let me show you how that mindset is going to feel. Who is just all the young ladies in here right now? Who's the oldest in the room? Who's the oldest age?
17, it's you and me.
I'm about to show you how that mindset is about to fail you after, y'all plan on going to college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is about, that mindset is about to
You
fail
ready
you.
to take
Hold
back?
on, hold on. That mindset is about to fail y'all in the next, hold on. That mindset about to fail y'all in like the next 3 to 4 years because you telling me, if I'm not by my phone every second texting you back when you, let me finish. You telling me if I'm not responding to you at the rate that you expect for me to, I'm not really showing up and I'm not really about you the way I say I am. What if I'm not by my phone for 3 hours because I'm at work?
Right, but you gotta tell me that. You let me know that shit.
Also, how many times, because it also is a thing where like people can like tell you this 3 different kind of ways and it's still a mindset habit that women won't break at the same time.
Again, the way he's saying, if you really know your boyfriend, you know your boyfriend at work. What you doing about sports?
Like, if I know you work, I know you play sports, I know you do this, then that's a different story. But like, if you don't do nothing, you just sit there. She's talking about
You're talking about a certain context. Yeah, y'all.
say I know you work, right? I know you work, I know you play sports, I know you do this. But like, okay, I know you're gonna not take back to that time period, but like,
When I know you chilling at home and you.
yeah.
So
And you got on Instagram and you posted on your story, but you ain't taking time to text me back.
Hey, I'm bored with that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, that's fine, that's cool. That's
I
fine.
like you, but like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I do it straight up. I do it.
It's a habit. I think that's great. It's a habit. That's good.
So I think one thing, like, and I'm gonna let you go, when it comes to like trying to figure out the status of the relationship or the status of that person is context. And I think we all in different spheres of what we're talking about, if you don't have the right context of the situation, the context of like, why did you express yourself, like, why you, because there may be a context of his past and why he expressed that, and that can make you a little bit better on how to address him or why he expressed himself that way. If you don't ask that, you are assuming everything. And when you're assuming everything as to why he's doing this and why he's doing that, you're in the blind. And so always, and this is something I had to grow even with my wife, and as we talk, there's a lot of discovering going on as to why this is happening, why did you do that, and why she did that. I have to say, take it in and just breathe and be like, okay, that's where she's at.
Right.
And we're gonna work on that. But I can't damage her and go off on her because she did that. That's where she's at, that's who she are, because I love her. So it's precious, it's gentle, but go ahead, I know you have.
Yeah, I think it's all at the end of the day, like communication and like you said, context. No matter if it's a friendship, because that made me feel like friendships with me just trying to talk to a guy to be friends. Because they will tell me why they're not texting me back, or they won't tell me why they're acting or responding to me like this way, because they're not willing to let go of some of that dignity. So what guys have to work on is letting go of some of that dignity and pride that you guys have of being this, oh, I'm so tough, like this, that type of mindset. In order for this relationship to work.
Smart together,
So hold on, Jemichael had it, and I'm gonna let you, Jemichael, ask the question again you had?
What I just said, or?
Yeah, with a statement you just made, because it means something, yeah. Like, how did you,
It just feels like women have so much expectations for it, bro. I can't even see. Like every time I hear something, it's like, you want me to let go of my pride, bro? I've been conditioned to be this man all the way until 16, then I meet you, we supposed to know love language. You supposed to know how to treat a woman, talk to them, speak. Like everything out there, I have yet to hear anything. And not that we came here to hear what women need to work on anything to help us understand. I just don't know what to do. Like I'm leaving here with a 6-year-old daughter, and I'm like, all right, look, baby. You see me, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can help me. And so, but back to her question, she's the dignity and the pride, and the sense of you thinking a man's pride is only to a woman. Like I don't want to tell you I'm tough to you, or I don't get it.
It could be that, or it could be I want to be tough around my friends or something like that. So that's also something I have to accept as a stigma end up like
I've seen women act
being
crazy.
No, that's not,
tough.
no, that's not just like.
I mean, it's a feeling, it's life.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
but like, again, you just have to be willing, and you don't have to let it go all at once, because that doesn't work. Trauma dumping isn't good. You let it go step by step, and that's how you guys grow, and eventually reach that engagement, that marriage that you guys want, if that's what you're pursuing.
Right, so, since you had your hand up.
Okay, so, I mean, I really say, cause,
Listen to you.
so, if y'all in a relationship, and like, y'all like, how would I say, like, overprotective of a relationship, how y'all feel about best friends, as in both sex? Boy best friend, girl best friend.
What's the-
It's really for Kalerrio.
What's the
Oh,
That's fine, I should understand.
Like, as in, like, say you have a girlfriend, your girlfriend, like, don't want you to have a best friend,
Okay.
but she got really in you.
Go
But
ahead.
at the same,
This is how I look at it. I'm gonna be real, I'm still young, I'm 16. He not coming over there. So, he can't come over. He not coming over, you have to be besties, but he can't come over, ain't no days.
I think that's all right. No.
but this is the thing though, this is the thing
If I get older,
though.
if I get older and she get a best friend, that's cool, but he can come over my house while I'm over there. See,
But
so
listen
I'm
though,
gonna reach
but it should go both ways for the girls too, and then both women. As in the girls, the boys have a girl best friend.
Wait, don't answer me yet.
No, go
I
ahead.
have a question for you, since you're married, is your, off of her, is your best friend not your wife? If she's not
There you
your
go.
lover and your best
So
friend?
right as in a relationship, should it just be you two instead of two others?
So like,
but look though. What if she meet her best friend before her boyfriend though? Like they the best friends before
Wait, say that again, say that again.
see, no, he's saying that you meet your best friend before you meet your husband or wife. So say like we've been buddies all this time. But what happens is, I mean, like, if you meet your wife or your husband, someone you really love, if you really love them and this feels like something that's hurting them, you gotta let it go. And it's been hard, I'm gonna be honest. First, I can say that, and I like to be transparent, because I grew up in a household full of women. So I had sisters, I call them my sis. Like, it's my sis. Like, we kick it, we hang out. My wife she didn't grow up with a lot of friends, so she's not social like I am. So she's like, why are you texting her, Bernard, or whatever? I'm like, oh, that's my sis. But she don't get it. Because, like, and then she grew up in a different context of neighborhood that I had. We say that's my big bruh, stuff like that. But some people, they different, and you gotta accept that. But, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, do y'all think there's like a double standard, like men versus women, like just on like, okay, if a guy can have a lot of girls and they be like, oh yeah, that's cool, but then a girl has a lot of guys and they get chill. I went through something kind of like that, where me and this guy went our separate ways. He moved on way before me, he had a bunch of girls, but then when I found a new guy, he started calling me all types of.
Well, he got issues.
Right.
I'm just saying, he got issues.
I got a problem.
I mean, but still answering your question though, yes, it's a
Oh, it's definitely a double standard. It's a double standard, I understand, though. And I understand it just off the sense of putting it back on y'all. Like, I look at women as a precious diamond. I truthfully do. I think y'all are literally the deer, and that beautiful deer in the woods. Like, and I think we hunters. Like, we gonna shoot a couple deer that's terrible, neat, nasty. By the time I get to the beautiful deer, you should have no holes in the shit. It's a bad double standard. Like, I'm gonna tell you, men should not have a whole lot of women. No, you shouldn't have 100 bodies, and she shouldn't have 100 bodies. No. But the fact that women have the fact that women, that's just like.
Did you hear his question?
Y'all jumped out the past,
Yes.
so y'all jumped out the
Come on
past.
now, as if it was a girl's past.
Look,
You slept with a lot of people, why would I say?
It was just a little thing.
I'm sorry.
The girl got 2 bodies. The boy said he got 14. He's our age. So you're 17 with 14 bodies. That's half your age.
It's not.
And the girl said she got 2. It was a problem. She's like,
I don't like it.
But he got all these bodies. He probably
So
converted.
let's go.
So y'all wanna be up? Like, y'all wanna.
I'm me tell you that.
No, don't be that at all.
We need to stop it, but it sounds like I'm like, well, I got women who are literally like, I know them, like, bro, we can do, I like sex. I should be able to do what y'all do. We're wrong for one. You want to be so a man or so good that you literally proving your point right and scooping to our level. That makes me lose my mind. Now we both die.
Right. Right, yeah.
But she's not caught, but if you're not caught of that, she is.
That's the double standard that we saying. I ain't got no control over what society do. I get on the internet and tell you like it's wrong for both men. But I can't control the fact that if you find a man and later on in life who got 1,000 bodies, you deep down looking like, all right, he probably straight now. But I'm telling you now, any man who find a woman and she say I gotta, it's so slow.
It's over.
Oh my God. Like, women's so different too. Like, bro, you don't even know. Like, you could be, he owned the restaurant, giving y'all dinner the whole time, you don't even know nothing. Or he, the Uber driver. Anyway, wow, bro. Like, oh, they sleep. Oh, my God. They got it. I said, no.
For me, I don't.
Why you have to think like that?
No, like honestly,
No,
I
you
don't
know.
judge from the past because everybody goes through certain situations. So if I'm gonna judge off your past, that's gonna interfere with what's present. So going based off the past is a point. And then another thing is going off what Jemichael said about the girls. Dude, man, this generation is so messed up because the dudes out there, they can have 50 bodies, and if a girl got 3,
It is. Yeah, no, it's not. It's
That's-
nothing. That's during my time.
Yeah, that's not For real. We got a few other questions. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm about to answer this question. Judging can be bad or good. So you're saying being judged in the past. Well, if you got hurt, I want to know that you got hurt, so I know what not to do and what to do in that relationship. So no judging, yeah, it can be bad, it can be good, but it's like it depends on how you take it.
And what these guys are saying here, and I don't want to say children and things like that, there's some more maturity about discovering who you are. When y'all get to college, y'all gonna be some nice young man who's intelligent, who's respectful, who's sharp. But guess what? He gonna have some flaws. He gonna fall short. But if you don't have no boundaries, and you drinking, and you like in the bed with him, and y'all just both loose, y'all gonna be like, dang, what did we just do? You know, and I'm just saying that because we live that life. And I'm just saying that's why you gotta have a mentor, you gotta have accountability. If not, you both are gonna be loose, you're gonna be saying, dang, look what we did. Y'all both are broken because y'all got in some of y'all wasn't really prepared for. Y'all didn't set boundaries. Hold up. We're gonna answer this question, and then, gentlemen, I want you all to think about something you want to really leave with young ladies, and not just the ones in the room, but those who also watching. That something that you want them to really walk away understanding about relationship goals. But yes, ma'am.
Personally, I would like to take a step away from the relationship aspect and look at it in a friendship kind of way. For me personally, I'm not interested in any kind of relationship. I want to do everything on my own. I want to go to school. I want to become an orthodontist. I want to work. I personally just want to work on me. I have a lot of male friends that don't understand that that's not what I want. I don't want to pursue you in that way.
Right.
I would rather have a platonic relationship. We can hang out. We can be cool. But they don't understand that. For me personally, I'm on a different goal, and love is not my goal. Like, we can be friends, but you need to understand and you need to respect that. For me, I'm working on a different mission, and love is not my mission right now.
Right. So let me share. I can feel that, and I just want to plant a seed because it's going to go to another level. And I'm gonna share this with you all because I think a lot of sisters who are mature and think like that. But just be aware of this. So just be aware of this. Hold up, listen, y'all. There's gonna be a guy, right, who thinks just like you, right here. And I'm just hold on. And there's gonna be a challenge that you're gonna have and he's gonna have because guess what? He wants to work on himself, you want to work on yourself. So when things get close, you have to sustain those boundaries because you're gonna like that guy because he's gonna respect your pursuit. But the companionship and the intimacy and the romanticizing is gonna be there too. So you just wanna understand how you're gonna deal with that, because you're gonna find a guy who's gonna say, I'm down for you. Like, everything you're saying, you'll be like, man, this guy's cool. And you get closer, closer, closer.
But
So I'm just saying, but, yeah, go ahead.
my point exactly wasn't that something was gonna grow, it's that I don't want it to grow. I don't want it, period.
She's not pressed.
No,
So, and that's the only thing I've been trying to get out is like,
yeah, that's good.
some of y'all might not even want that right now.
Yeah.
Like everything that that might be coming from like this direction might sound like doing this or.
That's why I asked you.
Y'all might not even want that. So
I'm looking for that in high school.
So now you want to talk. So I think so now I'm just saying that things change, but that's good, and that's what we all, I think as older males, that's a good place to be. You know what I'm saying? That's a good place to be. That's all I'm saying.
And I understand the like aspect that like things change, but I'm just trying to figure out like in a male's perspective.
Right.
Not continuing trying to pursue a woman that's obviously telling you that that's not what I want. I want to focus on me.
It's
I wanna
more
go to
attractive.
school.
It's more.
Yeah, but like, and why can't you just like in general, why isn't that something you can respect? I don't want that, so stop trying to pursue it.
Well, okay,
Because
so.
now I'm the bad guy when I'm hurting your feelings and I tell you I don't like
Let me
it.
answer that. So a guy that's, yeah, but no, I'm saying, like, so what Jemichael is saying, that it's more attractive to a guy who's mature, but the guy who's mature, he has to understand how, that's that communication piece you talked about, right, earlier? If he can, like, because you did say you don't mind hanging out, doing certain things, right? You said that, right?
Yeah, but I feel like I can do it with my female friends too, and I'm not pursuing relationships. with
Right.
them.
So you'll figure that out. I'm just saying, you'll figure it out. I'm just, when a guy comes, he'll figure you out as to what that means, because we don't have the time, but you gotta figure it out. No, I'm just saying, it will work. So we're gonna wrap it up, because you got, yeah, so, and you better be ready.
Yeah, leave with something, bro. I was just leave y'all with, I respect everybody coming. I truthfully respect every girl or woman, or, soon to be woman. That came. These young ladies, these talks or, podcasts, these are very important. Conversations, I think conversations answer a lot of our questions, because it's not about a wrong or right, it's a lot about compromising and adjustment. But for one thing, I just want y'all to please understand the difference between the lust period in a relationship and when you actually know you love somebody. Like, just understand what lust is. Yeah, please. Y'all might not really love each other. It's just in there.
If you want to talk, I just say, women communicate through body language. Men don't communicate through body language. All right. Men communicate. Listen to what a man says. So if you hear him say one thing, but his actions show something different, use your discernment. Is he really about you the way he said he is? Trust your discernment. And if he is about you, his words will add up to it. So his words will add up to his actions. It's as simple as that. That's just me keeping it simple.
I think for me is like red flags. Know what your red flags are. When I say red flags are non-negotiables. So if you can get home, you say, you know what, I want to make a list of things that a guy that I'm interested in, a guy I'm not interested in, what I'm not negotiable about that. And then the red flags are things that are risky and things that you don't want to get involved in, and you got to hold yourself accountable to it and make sure you pray about who is that person in your life as an older woman. Not, you want to have, I call it like my triangle offense. You want to have a woman that's older than you, your peer, and someone that's younger than you who's going to hold you accountable to live to the standard that you say you would be committed to. So you set your virtue of who you are as a woman. You protect your innocence. You protect your value. And that's what's going to be key at the end of the day. Because when a man sees that value, he's going to pursue you. But if he respects those boundaries and those red flags are not coming up, let me tell you a lot about that guy.
I say, love, like, I ain't gonna lie, look, bro, love is a strong word, so you feel me, like, a dude would probably tell you, hey, love just because he see you cute, like, well, I love her, but gonna talk, I ain't even, like, I don't know, bro, like, I don't know, you gotta just smile when you like it, let your heart just go, like, let your body, if I got the chills by that girl, I know, I got the chills, and I'm keep on doing this, I go home, I tell my brother, look at this real page, I like this.
Oh, the chills?
So, what words of wisdom or words that you want to leave with young ladies about?
You ain't got the chills, don't do it.